Do let me know if the audio is good. Okay, we promise to do live at, uh, at 1 o'clock. I apologize for being late. I'm outside here in the garden. Alright, um, in the past few days, I understand that several letters were sent to some TV stations. Please let me know if the audio is okay. I'm trying to see if I have my on. Alright, there you go. Alright, several letters were sent by the lawyers of Miss Kris Aquino to various media outlets. I understand that major television stations were warned to not carry interviews of the Falsis brothers. Hi, Miss Nila. So the letter basically warns them that these stations could be liable for possible lawsuits by Miss Kris for things that the Falsis brothers might be telling them about this particular brouhaha between Miss Kris and Nico Falsis, and inadvertently also Jesus Falsis. So, is this legal? Is this allowed? Kasi for many of us, ang feeling natin is, parang pinipigilan nyo naman yung karapatan ng mga stasyon na ito para magpahayag ng malaya. So, tama din naman. Tama naman yung ating feelings. Pero legal ba itong ginagawa ng mga abogado ni Miss Kris? And I'm going to say forthrightly that yes, it is legal. Normally kasi, pagka nakarinig tayo ng threat, diba, ng pagbabanta, iniisip natin yung pagbabanta na yon ay illegal, and normally it would be yung mga papatayin kita, mga ganyan. Pagbabanta din kasi yung pag tinutukan mo ng baril yung isang tao, then that's considered also a grave threat. So normally iisipin natin, oo, ganyan, may problema talaga pagka pinagbabantaan mo, particularly in this case na hindi pa naman yata na i-interview yung Falsis brothers. Sinasabihan na sila na sinasabihan na yung mga stasyon na wag po silang or hindi naman sinasabi ng letter na wag niyong i-air. Wino-warningan lang po sila na posible silang mademanda kapag may mga roosters dito. Posible silang mademanda kapag in-air nila. Kasi right now, hindi pa rin natin alam kung anong sasabihin ng mga ni Jess or ni Nico Falsis. So, yung mga hindi pa po nag-share habang tumitilaok yung mga manok, paki-share na po, at saka kung hindi pa po kayo nagla-like doon sa Facebook page, please do so, like and follow na po dito sa Luminous by Trixie Cruz Angeles and Ahmed Paglinawan. So, if you're watching this on YouTube, please do so as soon as you can. Okay. Sabi ni Elizabeth Espejo, hindi ba dictatorship ang dating nun? Well, remember that Kris is not the government. So, hindi po yan ang pinagbabawal ng ating saligang batas. So, it is legal, actually, for the lawyers to write letters of that sort. Hindi po yan illegal. Bakit? Kasi, unang-una, a threat to file a lawsuit is not illegal. Kasi, ang sinasabi mo is, if you do something like this, or if you don't do this, then I will sue you. Then, that is a legal threat. That is allowed by law. Kasi parang sinasabi mo na, may karapatan ako at i-enforce ko yung karapatan ko using the judicial system kapag ganon yung sinasabi mo. The fact that we don't like Miss Kris is of no moment because karapatan niya magsabi ng ganon. Ngayon, it violates our sense of right and wrong. And tama din naman yung feeling natin na bakit mo naman pipigilan or bakit mo babawasan ng venue makapagsalita yung dalawang ito, samantalang ikaw na mamayagpag ka kung saan-saan, you're going to get reported in major newspapers if you want to, and even in TV stations if you want to, because of the nature of your job. You're a media personality, you're a public figure, you're an actress. No matter what you do, people will want to talk about you. Okay, ngayon, so it's not illegal we know personally Sig Fortun and the head of Divina Law Firm, Attorney Divina, and they're very good lawyers. So alam natin, pag ginawa nila yung ganon, then automatically you will have to believe that this is legal. Is it the right thing to do? Well, for us na nanonood, syempre ang feeling natin, wait, don't deprive us of our popcorn moments. Pero syempre, makikita nyo that Chris will exhaust all possibilities to prevent the Falsis brothers from further divulging information that she feels is going to be bad for her. Sa madaling sabi, game ito ng patintero. Kung kaya ni Chris maging patoto at pigilan sila in various fora, then she's going to do that. Provided legal yan. Kasi hindi naman siya aabisuhan ng kanyang mga abogado na gumawa ng illegal. And that would be wrong on all levels. Whether that would be illegal and it would not be a good thing for the lawyers to do. So, trust me on this one. The Attorney Divina and Attorney Sig Fortune are good lawyers. You may not like them, but they are doing perfectly legal thing. Now, ang daming nagsasabi na para namang diktador si Chris. Hindi po ganyan. Kasi kung titignan po ninyo yung saligang batas, nakalagay doon, no law shall be passed abridging the freedom of speech, of the press, or of expression. So, ibig sabihin, yung saligang batas natin, hi Mikey, my cat is out here. Ang sinasabi ng saligang batas is bawal gumawa ng batas na magpipigil sa atin na magpahayag ng malaya. So, hindi naman gumagawa po ng batas si Chris. Hindi naman gumagawa ng batas yung mga lawyers niya. So, hindi po yun yung pinipigil ng ating saligang batas. Ginagaranti kasi ng saligang batas natin na malaya tayong makakapagsalita at makakapagpahayag. So, pinipigilan nito yung Estado. Pinipigilan nito basically yung Kongreso para gumawa ng mga batas na makakapagpigil sa ating pananalita at pagpapahayag at saka yung expression natin. But beyond also yung Kongreso, pati yung mga rulemaking bodies ng ating mga ahensya, bawal din po magsalita ng ganon. Hi Brad Pitt, I know you're sick of the but what we're doing here is that we're using it as a teaching moment, yung ginagawa ni Miss Chris to let people know na kung ano yung mga karapatan natin at paano gumagalaw yung ating mga batas natin para napoprotektahan din tayo. So this is not just about her. This is about whether or not what she is doing is legally correct. So yun yung point doon. Tama naman po yung mga lawyers niya, not tama. It's legal for her lawyers to do that. Ito yung tanong, susunod ba ang mga stasyon? Because malaya din silang hindi sumunod. They can always say, sure, go ahead and sue us because we're not doing anything illegal. We're going to make sure that we're not the ones who are we're not going to libel her. We're going to make sure that the conversation we're going to have with the Falsis brothers will be factual in nature, or this has no intention of maligning Miss Chris, but simply to discuss kung ano yung mga pangyayari dito. Kumbaga, factual. So, yung dito, the point here is that ayan, sabi ni Angelina Mariano, legally correct but morally incorrect? Well, I think it will depend on what you think. Is this an issue that is worth discussing? In other words, is this important enough for us to believe that, well, no, it should be discussed anyway? The TV stations should be able to discuss this anyway. Bakit? Because it involves a major deception, okay, on the part of Miss Chris. Also, it involves a public figure. Chris Aquino has has never been shy about yung showing herself off in various media, whether it's social media or traditional media, TV, movies, talk shows. Ganyan. Gustong-gusto po niya yung ginagawa niya na lumalabas siya sa mga iba-ibang pahayagan. Diyos kong init ng araw. Anyway, gustong-gusto niya yon. So, if you're a public figure, gusto mo na lumalabas ka sa mga pahayagan na ito, then you also have to take the consequences of that. People will talk about you. Di ba, pag-uusapan ka nila. Gusto mo, pero hindi mo naman makokontrol na puro magaganda lang ang sasabihin ng mga tao. Ngayon, kung libelous yung sasabihin ng mga tao, then you file your case. Pero, yung pipigilan mo silang magsalita bago pa nun, then yun yung sinasabi na hindi pwede. Ang tawag doon ay prior restraint. Pero yung prior restraint na yan is an admonition na hindi pwedeng gumawa nga ng mga batas na pipigilan ka magsalita. So, hindi po si Chris ang pinagbabawalan ng ating saligang batas, kundi ang Kongreso at saka yung mga administrative, yung mga government agencies na ginawaran ng pagkakataon at saka ng power na gumawa ng rules. So itong mga rules na ito kailangan naaayon sa ating saligang batas. At totoo ako dun sa ibang mga comments ninyo. Sabi ni April Marie, Chris is just a public figure but she likes to play God. You guys are so mean, but also very intelligent. Sabi ni Dennis Sabsal GB, lalo na yung ABS-CBN. Ako, since then, tiklop yan pagbagsakan ng 2 milyon. Well, I'm not sure about these things, no? Ang sinasabi lang natin, we can only speculate. Susunod ba yung mga stasyon dito sa sa pagbabanta, legal na pagbabanta ng mga abogado ni Miss Chris doon sa mga stasyon na to? Yun yung aantabayanan natin. Are they brave enough to risk this kind of is the story worth it? Kasi merong ibang mga tao na sa tingin nila, worth it, bakit hindi? Sabi Kelvin, disclaimer ng stasyon if ever. I don't think that a disclaimer will affect their liability. Pwede nilang sabihin, the views expressed by these people are not necessarily the views of ABS-CBN. Pero dun sa libel laws natin, liable din po kasi yung publisher. And in this case, the publisher will be the broadcaster. So meron din silang danger ng asunto. Ang para sa akin dito, this is the law. Okay, ganyan ang mangyayari. Na pwedeng matakot yung mga stasyon, pwede ring hindi, pwede nilang ituloy. Pero what if hindi? Ang mahalaga dito is nakikita natin na may kinatatakutan si Miss Chris. There is something still that the Falsis brothers have not revealed na kinatatakutan pa ni Chris. I wonder what that thing is, di ba? Ano kaya yon? So yun ang babantayan natin. Kasi parang lumalabas that she's still very, very concerned about something that the Falsis brothers might say. Kaya nga, pinapipigil niya na lumabas ito sa TV. But of course, she cannot control social media. Unless, di ba, meron silang ginagawa with Facebook. Which, I'm not sure is that easy to do. I don't trust any platform where there are people involved. Pero yun ang babantayan natin. Chris is still afraid of something that the Falsis brothers might say. And that's why she's doing this. Dapat binabasa natin yung mga ganitong pangyayari. Hindi lang yung yung maiinis tayo, ay bakit ginagawa mo yan? There's something up, something pa rin. So yun ang natin. Let's see if the Falsis brothers find that they cannot bring this to mass media, traditional media. Sinong nagsasabing hindi nila kayang dalhin ito sa social media? Anyway, nagdidimandahan na sila eh. So, yun yung titignan natin if the Falsis brothers will bring these things that she's afraid of to social media. I think she was worried. She was very, very worried nung pinalabas nila yung yung disappointment niya with ABS-CBN. Ang bilis-bilis ng ang bilis-bilis ng reaction niya. She was able to come up with a statement saying that she's very fond of the Lopezes, that she admits that she made a lot of money with ABS-CBN. She also admits to a bit of, it's not nepotism, it's a bit of influence peddling because her mother asked the bigwigs at ABS-CBN na bigyan na naman ng trabaho yung anak ko. Diba? So, she admits that much also. I think that the only reason she admitted that is because lalabas yan. Lalabas yan and you never know, you will not be able to control it kapag ibang tao ang naglabas nun. So, siya na yung nagsabi, siya na yung umamin na her mother talked to the Lopezes or to the people at ABS-CBN to give her a job. That is in her statement. Lumalabas din na she made a lot of money from ABS-CBN. Lumalabas din that she apologizes to the Lopezes kasi in her words they got dragged into the issue. But is that really what she's apologizing for? Hindi natin alam, but we know that there's something else going on na hindi natin nakikita dito. So ang gagawin natin dito is aantabayanan natin ang susunod na kabanata. Pagka hindi pa po tapos, madami pa tayong popcorn moments dito na the nice thing is that we're really just watching these two parties have a go at each other. Tapos hindi tayo kasama. But, again, we'll remind you of our vocabulary word ng isang araw, Shaden Friday, SCHADENFREUNDE, which means yung natutuwa tayo over the misfortune of another. I'm not saying that it's right, but I'm saying is that there's a word for it. Diba? So, let me see your questions. Sabi ni Mary Flor Nolasco, sana maipalabas ng network ang interview. Nakaka-excite. So, ako nakaka-intriga. What is it that they want to bring out dito sa mga TV stations that they haven't yet brought out in social media? Diba? Tsaka kasi sa social media, panalo sila eh. They have been supported by major bloggers. Marami pong nag-share dun sa mga pahayag ng mga ito. At very revealing din po yung mga nangyayari. And not all the revelations are coming from the Falsis brothers. They come also from Miss Chris. For instance, umamin siya that she doesn't have lupus yet. Yun yung words niya. Huwag naman ipagdasal na yung sa lupus kaagad. Hindi pa, sabi niya, alam niya papunta yun doon. In effect, admitting that no, what she has is not lupus, but things that might lead into that, or might lead to that particular illness. So, sabi ninyo, sorry, let's start with Aurora Wilson. Hi, thanks sa program na ito. Marami po kami natututunan. Motivate din karamihan. We learn from other people's experience. Tapos sabi ni Gigi, dito na mapapatunayan kung magaling na lawyer si Attorney Falsis by defending his brother. Hindi po si Attorney Falsis ang tumatayong abogado ni Nico. It's really not recommended for lawyers to defend themselves and their family. So, a lot of us can make that basic mistake. I know I have done that myself and made that mistake before. And you have to learn from it. You're emotionally involved. Parang mga doctors, they don't want to, ang pangit ng ilaw. Pero yung mga doctors, ayaw nila po na, nagdi-defend sila ng pamilya, nag-o-opera o ginagamot nila, family members nila kapag medyo seryoso na yung sakit. Kasi, delikado yun eh. So, di ba, they're emotional, they might not be able, naglalakad ako, they might not be able to be objective about yung sakit ng kanilang mga kamag-anak. O yan, mas maganda na yung ilaw dito sa garden. Sabi ni New Jov, ang totoo niyan, ang ginagawa ni Chris ay gimmick lang yan para manalo si Bam sa darating na elections. Name recall. I think most of the voters are smart enough to separate Chris from Bam. Or maybe that's also our job as good citizens na i-kampanya natin ang mga kandidato na gusto nating manalo. In particular, those who do not yet have a record of being tapos, di ba? Sabi ni Julius Jao, Gneoamo, daan ako maya sa 24 hours na Walmart ng isang box na popcorn, mahaba-haba pa pala ang kabanatang Kristeta. Oo, kaya nga ang sinasabi ko is that, this is a marathon. This is not a sprint. Hindi ito matatapos in a matter of days. Mahaba-haba pa tong dramang to. Kaya pacing tayo dun sa popcorn. Sabi ni Maria Cristina Pascual de Hunda, if totoo yung sakit niya, karma yan, ganti ng langit para sa mga Dengvaxia victims. Well, I hope that Miss Chris was not involved in Dengvaxia. Kaya wag naman po sana na yun yung kabayaran niya. Hindi po kasi ako yung type na I will wish ill on you. But I will fight you if you fight me. Diba? So, wala naman akong nakikitang problema dun sa iba. Sabi ni Jade Tabiolo, all her statements are just meant to milk the issue. She's trying really hard to make gold out of a very sticky situation that she herself created. And the fact that we keep watching it, ang kabayaran niya. Alam mo, many of us feel that she has to pay. There has to be payback dun sa ginagawa niyang pagpopondo dito kay Jover Laurio. Diba? Aminado siya that she gave money to Jover Laurio purportedly to boost. But itong pera na to, whether it was for advertising or to boost her her blog, was a way of encouraging Miss Laureo to commit all of these things. Ngayon, ang daming nagsisilabasan, yung mga taong nagsasabi na, oh, ang sasama ng mga sinabi nitong si Jover tungkol sa akin. Ang dami yan, parada yan ng mga hurt and angry people na who are very, who are quite satisfied with what is happening to her. Kasi nga, and then also, there are other anonymous sites that we are not sure who they're getting, how or where they're getting their funding from. Kasi, gano'n na nga supportive sila. They are supporting Jover Laureo's blog. So, let's see. I'm hoping that in the course of this whole thing, more revelations come out regarding dito sa mga matters na to. Kasi the moment na nalaman natin na pinupondahan ni Chris yung itong ano bang vlog ni Jover? O basta yun. Nung nalaman natin na ganon, it became political. Kasi yung mga posts ni Jover are political issues. They refer to government officials. They refer to this president. They refer to yung mga officials that are closely identified with him. They also refer to bloggers closely identified with the president, or at least to the causes of the president. So it went from being about Chris to being about us. Tayo yung targets dito Not just the bloggers, but us, the audience, the people who subscribe to the major bloggers, the people who must rely on TP, on SAS, on Mocha to deliver to us the real news. Deliver to us yung mga hindi natin naririnig o nakikita sa traditional media. Sabi ni Cecilia Tenco, hindi pwedeng sampahan ng kaso si Jover sa ginagawa niya. Well, meron na po siyang mga kaso. Kinusuhan na siya ilang beses for libel. At siya rin, nagpa-file ng mga kaso. So, hindi, kumbaga, pwede siyang kasuhan, of course. Pero ako, personally, the come-uppance for Miss Laureo is the revelation na yung mga inaakusa niya sa atin, fake news, bayaran, etc., lumalabas na sila pala yung gumagawa. And para sa akin, yan talaga yung nangyari sa kanya. That she has been revealed to be guilty of the things that she has accused other people of doing. Sabi ni Daddy Tunying, biktima rin si Tito Soto pala ni Chris Tetay. Paano na ito? Mukhang talunin pa ni Tetay ang serya ng Halik series. Naririnig ko yung dog ko humihingi ng tubig. So, yeah, I can understand dog. No, so yun yung ano. Let me read more of your comments. Hi, baby. Okay, I'm just, sorry, getting water. So, anyway, patingin ng ibang comments. Nakatulong talaga ang maraming mga lumabas na mga screenshots at lumalabas na si Chris ang napipressure ngayon. At first, naaawa ako kay Chris, pero nung nabasa ko mga screenshots at yung mga interview, biglang nagbago ang ihip ng hangin, naging exciting. Well, yeah, that's true. Sabi ni Zderf La Victoria, pondohan natin ang vlog ni Attorney Trixie. Ay, wala akong PayPal, wala akong alam mo yun, yung huhulugan ninyo para pondohan. Simple lang naman yung gagawin nyo for me if you want to say thank you, is to just click like and follow. Yun na yun. Diba? And we're very happy to do that. Also, to participate in these discussions on the wall. Maganda po yun. Sabi ni Freshie De Leon, di kaya paghahanda ni Cristeta para pasabog ni Sir Jojo sa di umanong half-brother niya. Ayaw niya ma-stress, baka idemanda niya si Sir Jojo. I really don't think that she's looking that far ahead. So, sabi ni Zuying Zike, urticaria is just one of the many symptoms of lupus. Urticaria just means itchiness in medical terms. So it could be just merely a skin problem like dermatitis, psoriasis, etc. Pinalaki niya masyado. So, sabi ni Pai CV, Chris might be enjoying all of these talks about her. Seems like she doesn't care if it's negative or positive. What's important is she's being talked about all the time, this and forever. I think that her lawyers would not have sent those letters. Hindi susulat yung mga abogado niya if she didn't care whether what was being said about her was negative or positive. She does care. She does, 'di ba? Hindi siya magkakaganyan kung wala siyang kinatatakutan na may sasabihin that she doesn't want said. So, it's not that she doesn't care. She does. Sabi ni Erlinda Batiao, can Chris be sued being the financier of Joker na political propagandist? It's not illegal unless she funded Jover for an article that is libelous. So masasama siya doon pagka ganon. So let's see. Sabi ni Jessie Van Bar, Chris is manipulative. It used to work but not anymore. Sabi ni Maribel Nishiyama, I think Chris is suffering from depression. That's why she has the kati-kati or urticaria. I know what you guys are doing. Sabi ni Esther Palmero, true yan, na tayong DDS ang kinalaban nila ni Jover at ni Chris. Yes, because look at who the targets are. They know that we're watching. They know na kahit hindi natin binabasa o pinupuntahan yung site ni Jover, before, it used to affect us. It used to affect us kasi ang sinasabi niya, di ba, ang marketing niya is, I'm just a blogger, I just believe in this, wala akong tinatanggap, ganyan. And then suddenly, it's like the world is celebrating her. Meron siyang mga, awards. She's Person of the Year by the Inquirer. And this allows her to borrow credibility. I use the term borrow kasi hindi sumayad. She may have had fleeting credibility because of these awards and these recognitions, but the unmasking, Chris's admission herself na pinupondohan niya ito, suddenly casts Jover in a different light. She's no longer a hero. She's no longer somebody who's just giving out opinions. She's no longer somebody who's so brave to write against the president and not afraid of being bashed by us. As it turns out, siya yung basher. Siya yung bayaran. At siya yung nanglalibel. So, game 1 pa lang yung kay Franco Mabanta where he appears to be winning, I think, his case from what I understand, that he was sued kasi by Jover for calling her ugly. And now that it looks like, I'm not sure because I haven't seen the decision, but from what I understand is that Franco may be able to win by having the case dismissed. So, di ba? Now, we'll also understand kung ano yung mga limits na pwede nating sabihin online. Right now, habang wala pa yung mga batas na gano'n, wala pa yung jurisprudence, wala pang sinasabi ang hukuman, the basic principle is that you can say anything provided it is not against existing laws. Ano yung mga existing laws na yun? Sa criminal laws, bawal ang libel, bawal ang false publications, bawal ang inciting to sedition, ganon, bawal yung mga violations ng Data Privacy Act. Yan, yung mga ganyan. Bawal din ang bullying, but that's in an academic or a school context. So, yun mga yan. Right now, kung magka-demandahan, which ako personally I don't mind. Kasi itong mga demandahan na ito, it gives us a better idea of how the law works. Ano yung pwede natin gawin? Ano yung hindi natin pwede gawin? So, pagka ganito nangyayari, kunwari, pag nanalo si Franco, alam natin yung limits. Kasi para sa akin, we shouldn't be so thin-skinned. Hindi dapat tayo na-offend sa bawat sinasabi. And this is one of the biggest lies ng kabilang parlor. So we're going into freedom of speech now, napanood nyo ba yung kay Mr. Bean na we should not be so easily offended. I suggest that you Google it and watch it. It's very good. It's very instructive on what the ideal is, what we should be able to do. Kasi ang nangyayari in the past few years, at ang liberal guilty dito, parang we have become excessively politically correct. Parang we cannot say so many things. Hindi na tayo pwede magsabi ng pangit. Hindi tayo pwede magsabi ng pandak. Hindi ka pwede magsabi ng ganito. And to a large extent, it's still a good thing. Kasi, hindi dapat tayo mapang-api. Pero, iba po ang mapang-api sa mapanlait. Minsan kasi, ang lait, that's a joke. Kaya, ang papansin nyo, even dito sa Pilipinas or in any other jurisdiction, ang pinakaunang nadidemanda ng libel yung mga komedyante. Kasi, kung saan, they say things like, ang pangit naman yan eh. Or ang ang bobo naman yan eh, ganun. Because they tend to get very, very real about their observations of other people. Kaya nga nakakatawa sila eh. Kasi spot on parati yung mga observations nila. So, but when we try to prevent yung mga ganong klaseng kumbaga, nagkakaroon tuloy ng limitation dun sa speech natin. Pero yung limitation na yon, hindi yon imposed by government. Instead, it's imposed by some people who think that, we should not oppress this kind of people, we should not do this. Naintindihan ko yan. Tama nga, we shouldn't be oppressive. Tama nga, we shouldn't think that rape is funny. Tama nga that we shouldn't think that, that we can discriminate in terms of race, or looks, or anything. Parang ganun, naiintindihan ko yan. But at the same time, we're ending up too sensitive. So sensitive that some things never get said. Ano yung rule natin? Di ba the rule is freedom of speech? Dapat may karapatan tayo magpahayag, magsalita. And the less restrictions there are, the better. Because new ideas are born out of this freedom. Di ba? Kung may kalayaan tayong maggalit in our speech, may kalayaan tayo na mambatikos in our speech, then we can correct each other. Yun yung purpose ng freedom of speech natin eh. Para nako-correct natin, natatabla natin ang isa't isa. Is the government too powerful? Pwede kitang tirahin. Is ito bang celebrity na to, masyadong malaki ulo? Pwede kitang i-criticize. It's the power of the powerless. One of the powers of the powerless. And that makes us real. That keeps things real. And it allows us to exchange ideas. Kunwari, and I always say this, si Galileo, at saka before that, itong mga scientific theories that went against the church, kailangan may karapatan tayo magpahayag kahit hindi kayo naniniwala dun sa sinasabi ko. Hindi kailangan maniwala ka sa sinasabi ko. Kailangan lang pabayaan mo ako magsalita. Yun lang. Yun lang yung freedom dito. Ngayon, kung may magagalit dahil doon, may karapatan din yung taong magalit dun sa sinasabi ko at magpahayag siya ng galit niya. The more that the response to oppression is not less speech but always more speech. Ay, tandaan natin yan. Kasi hindi natin napapansin sa excessive political correctness ng kabila. Si Tatay D, kung ano na namang sinabi. Yung mga ganun. Yan yung pinakamatindi nilang panama sa ating presidente. Pero we should be answering this. Who died and made you God? Who died and says that you are right? Who died and says that political correctness is a rule? Sure, we can talk about oppression. Sure, you can talk about the effects of his speech. Sure, pero yung sasabihan nyo kami na may responsibility kami na patigilin ng presidente from his politically incorrect speech, that is wrong. That is so wrong. The president can say anything he wants. Becoming president did not limit his freedom of speech. We want the president madaldal. We want all our presidents madaldal. That way we know what they're up to. Diba? Sila din. Sorry, almost a rant. Let me go to your questions. Sabi ni Marie O PhD, tama po ba yung sinabi niyang survive the test? So mas okay yung sabihin, done with the test. Ganon po ba kagrabe yung pag-survive niyan test? Well, wait ha, let's be fair. Let's be fair. There's some tests na masakit. Hindi natin alam kung anong test yun. Kunwari, meron ako dati na test na in-injectionan ako ng barium. I think it's for a kind of imaging test. Not a test eh. Parang yung multi-imaging na parang it's not an x-ray. So, kinukunan ka ng picture inside with multiple layers, multiple levels. Masakit yun kasi ini-injectionan ka ng barium or some chemical na masakit talaga. So, there are tests na masakit. But, I'm not sure kung yung mga tests na yun ay yung sinasabi niya. So, I think she should have been more clear. O sige, you survived it, pero I don't think that any test is going to kill you. Diba? Hindi naman ganun. Posibleng, masakit itong test na to. So, I think she was being a little dramatic, but I don't know yet if she's being over-dramatic. Sabi ni Marisol, teka, hindi ko nakita. Marisol, can you repost? Ang ganda sana ng sinasabi mo. Sabi ni Edgar Tardo, first time manood ang aking wife, sa live stream ako, Diyos ko po, ang bibilis ng mga Sabi ni Matt De Leon, para mag-register yung barium sa scanner. Oo. Ayun. Sabi ni Matt De Leon din, mabuti na madaldal, basta may ginagawa, kaysa matinukuno, pero puro palpak. Tama. Sabi ni Pai, you're a blessing, you're very credible. Every time I hear you, I get enlightened on issues, especially those I view wrongly or maliciously. You always make me go, okay, or oo nga naman. Oo, pero, don't always take my word for it. You can question naman eh. Yun nga yung sinasabi natin, the purpose of this whole thing is to make us think. Diba? Even me, you have to force me to think. Kasi minsan, nag-ano din ako eh. Minsan, I might get, alam mo yan, magiging masyado akong dogmatic, masyado akong mapilit, na ganito. I need you as much as anybody else. Kasi, that's how tayo nagtutulungan. Eh, yun ang hindi ginagawa ng kabila. Yung ginagawa ng kabilang parlor, gusto nila, diktahan tayo. Ganito dapat kayo mag-isip. Dapat politically correct. Dapat ganito. You cannot say this, you cannot say that because it's bastos. Because it's not right. Because it's oppressive. Because it's ganito, it's ganyan. No! Okay, you want us to listen to you. You listen to us. There is a reason we are angry. We are angry because we are so dissatisfied with the previous government. We're so dissatisfied at how we were always constantly being told to do certain things and how we were constantly being told that you were better than us. And now we find out that that's not true. Diba? Sabi ni Erlinda Bachao, some people cannot accept lang talaga kahit totoo. Truth always hurts. Depende on how you react. Pero, Ma'am Erlinda, hindi ko nababasahin yung last part ha. Kasi there's some things that are what we call self-evident. Kaya ako, I don't like calling people ugly or I like calling people beautiful or handsome or sexy or cute, ganyan. So if I see a cute guy, I'll always say, oh my gosh, he's cute. But I don't like saying, ang pangit ni ganyan. Kasi some things are so evident that you don't have to say it. Sabi ni Denise Vizcaya, thanks for being fair. Di gaya ng mga dilawan na sobrang saradong utak. So, this is also what I want in this page, or for those who are watching on YouTube. This is also what I want. What I want is that we will be able to talk about things even if they're uncomfortable for us. So sometimes, di ba, we don't always say, ang galing-galing ni Digo, ang ganito. Ang galing-galing ng mga pinili niyang candidates. Hindi. Because it's how we have to be thinking all the time. There's a reason we love this president. He has done things that we only dreamed of before na mangyayari. He has brought us kicking and screaming into the 21st century and he's not yet done. And we're happy with that. Are we happy with everything that he says? Of course not. I want him to be slightly more politically correct, but not completely. Yeah, and it sometimes makes me cringe about the things that he says. But do I want him to stop being president just because he says things that are uncomfortable for me? Of course not. And that's one of the reasons why we're so suspicious of the other parlor. Diba kaya nga natin pinagsususpetsahan yung kabila? Kasi every time binabatikos nila yung Pangulo natin, it's always palitan na yan. Palitan na yan kasi bastos. Palitan na yan kasi he's ugly. May nakita akong ganon. Or palitan na yan because something. Ewan ko ba. I think that, the reason we're so wary of the opinions of the other parlor is because parati nilang ine-express in the context of wanting to remove him. Diba? Hindi naman ganon. Bakit? Kumabat kung ano-anong pinagsasabi niya, gusto ko na siyang palitan. Oy, di Sabi ni Jessie Marinas, ba't ganon? Kapitbahay mo ba si Mark? Kasi rinig ko manok nila. Sira, may manok din ako. Bakit sila ba lang may manok? They belong to the cards. Sabi ni Ramir, I don't want the president to stop being troll master. Oh, isa pa yan, di ba? And the president explained, there are some things that he says, kasi talagang nang totrol siya. Kasi sinasabi niya talaga, walang ibang magsasabi nitong mga to. Eh di yanigin natin tong kabila. And look at what happens. When he says something, talunan yung kabilang parlor, lahat sila, pababatikusin yung Pangulo, ganto. And they're concentrating on that. In the meantime, meron siyang ibang ginagawa. Diba? Sabi ni Liza Wheeler, advice lang po sa lahat ng followers, panoorin natin ang mga ads as our support sa mga gusto nating vloggers. Agree. So, kung may mga vloggers tayo na gusto nyong suportahan, you can actually buy ads in their vlogs. O, diba? Ginawa na ni Chris. Why don't we do it naman for our vloggers? Like si TP has a PayPal. If you want TP to continue writing, please contribute to TP. Diba? Let's support each other. Ako wala kasi okay pa naman tayo. Kaya pa natin to. It's not, we don't need it yet. And there are others who might be more needy. So let's give to them. The point here is that we keep the discussion going and we're keeping it fair. Alam mo kung wala tayo, the discussion will be controlled by the major news outlets. And who is that? Traditional media. Di pwedeng ganun. Sabi ni Thor, gawa-gawa lang ang kwento ni Mayor Duterte kasi bakit naman niya sasabihin yon? Alam niyang masama yon. Sabi nga niya, yuyugin niya yung puno para makita niya yung mga unggoy. Agree! Agree! So, it also sparks speech. It sparks debate. When the president talks about something politically incorrect, so magkakaroon ng discussion. Ano bang tama? Mali ba siya? Kung mali siya, ano bang tama? O dapat ganito tayo magsalita? O sige, alam nating mali, alam nating it makes us cringe, so we know that it's wrong. So now we have to be more positive, take positive action. We talk to our kids. Oy kids, the president has done this. Now we like this president and we don't want him to go. But there's some things that he does that we don't agree with. Halimbawa, yung ganito. So it opens up an avenue for discussion also. Diba? What the president gives, when he does that, it's a gift. Suddenly, all over sa social media, pinag-uusapan what is politically correct or not. Is this the kind of speech that you expect, that you want to proliferate? Or is this the kind of thing that we can ignore because, oh my gosh, there are other issues that we feel are more important. Yun ang ginagawa niya. He has sparked debate and discussion, and debate and discussion always gives us more information. Sabi ni Ma'am Annie, kaso si Jover, in denial pa siya, kaya ginigising ko lang siya. Talaga yon. Huwag siyang maghabla ng taong nagsasabi ng tama. Okay. But sabi ni Matt De Leon, it's not like there are better choices when PRRD ran. When the LP had Cory, Noynoy, etc., wala naman nagawa. Halos isang generation na. Korea started their journey to OECD status in 1987. Naunahan na tayo. Nagawa nila by the late 90s. Alam niyo kung saan ako inggit na inggit sa South Korea? Sa movie industry nila, Hollywood standards na. Kaloka. Sana umabot din tayo sa ganon. Sabi ni Celia Joaquin, sanay na nga po ako sa mga patama ni PRRD. Naiisip ko agad kung ano talagang agenda niya. He's a genius. Yes, ako I agree. Although sometimes his timing can be off. Minsan kasi alam mo yan, bugbog na tayo dun sa kaka-explain kung bakit ganyan siya magsalita. Tapos may sasabihin na naman siya. Yung mga tipong, presidente, naman, pakinaan mo na yung volume, no? We get it. That this is what the kind of debate that you want to spark. Pero pwede ba? Pahingahin nyo naman kami. Overtime na yung mga vloggers. Sabi ni Chay Cabrera Raagas, ay, nawala. Okay, Chay, paki-repost. Sabi ni Jex, I agree about Duterte throwing distractions from the enemy. Sabi ni Jessie Van Bar, this is the reason I follow your fair, non-judgmental. We have to try. We have to try. Kaya ako, kahit tawagin tayong pangit nung kabilang pangit, Kebs, di ba? I think there's such a thing as objective reality. She can call me pangit all she wants. It's not going to make it true. Sabi ni Jade Tabiola, I don't like TPS much, but I do contribute to his page. His articles are quite sound and well-researched. Sabi ni Andy Tejones, tama yan, ibuko mo ng gusto si Chris sa mga kasinungalingan ng Aquino ng mahabang panahon at mga dilawang media. Sabi ni Bamba Azinek, kung lahat tayo tawaging pangit si Jover, makakasuhan ba tayo ng libel? When all we did is stating the fact, the evidence is clearly in her face. Alam mo, I'm not sure. That's why I don't advise you to do that. I don't want to put you in danger. Kasi ano ba yung libel, di ba? A malicious imputation of a crime, vice, or defect. So that's kind of like, of course, it's not considered malicious kasi public figure siya. She has to prove the malice. And what is malice when you know that it's untrue? So actually, that's why I think that Franco might completely, really, truly win his case. Sabi ni Concon Merced, hindi alam ng kabilang parlor. Pag lalong kinikriticize nila, lalong sumisikat si tatay. That's true. Sabi ni Althea, well explained, ganado ko sa pagdaing ng bangus habang nakikinig sa'yo. 10 bangus na yung nadaing. Ma'am, huwag niyong idamot yan. Loko lang. Loko lang. Sabi ni Yuying, dahil sa inyong mga DDS vloggers, 2 years na akong di nanonood ng news ng ABS-CBN. Nailabas nyo ang totoo na noong araw, hindi kami aware sa ginagawa ng mainstream media. You know, what we do sometimes is that we read also traditional media. We have to know what they're up to. Tapos tinitignan din natin. That's why sometimes, di ba, pinopost ko yung article, tapos binibilugan ko certain things. Kasi sometimes susundan mo, minsan hindi natin nakikita yung tinatawag ng mga advertisers na hidden persuaders. Okay. Ang hidden persuaders, yung dun mismo sa article, makikita mo na merong tumatalon sila dun sa logic. Or nakikita nyo na, kunwari, in some articles, minsan parang fair yung article, pero yung picture na ilalagay nila, yung really awkward or super pangit. Ganun ang ginagawa ng kabilang parlor sa atin. Kaya papansin ninyo, yung picture ko parate doon sa kabila, nakagana, yung kung ano-ano yung itsura ko doon. And that is a form of opinion also when you choose a picture that is unflattering. That's a way of expression din yan. And it is also an expression that can be considered libelous. Kasi ano yung makukuha mo out of publishing that sort of picture, di ba? Di yata alam ni Jover yan eh. Sabi ni Julius Jao, dinidistract ni President Digong mga yellow tards, tapos nag-freak out sila, doon naman nag-work si Daddy Digong. Yes, sabi ni Rachel Quesada, at kaya niya rin sinabi yun, kasi minor pa siya nung time na yan, pero di siya nakasuhan. Kaya dapat i-question yung juvenile law ni Kiko. Yung juvenile law ni Kiko, na-amend na po, nung 2009 or 2008, parang gano'n, 2012, sorry. Ako pa yung kamala. Noong 2012, ang problema, hindi maayos yung pag-i-enforce. So, tignan natin, kailangan kinakalampag natin. So, it brings us to our third issue. Kamusta na PNP? Ang weakest link dun sa drug war ng ating Pangulo is the PNP. Kaya tignan nyo yung nangyari kay Red Santillan. Tignan nyo yung nangyayari dun sa juvenile delinquency law. Akala natin, kailangan natin babaan yung age of criminal liability. Hindi. Kailangan matino yung mga pulis natin. Ayan ang ginagawa nila, huhulihin nila, tapos i-release nila. Instead of turning over to the DSWD for appropriate handling. Doon muna sila sa DSWD, determine kung okay yung pamilya niya, yung home environment niya, doon natin siya, doon siya ito-turn over. Kung okay naman yung home environment niya, iuwi siya doon sa magulang niya. Kung hindi okay, i-keep siya sa DSWD facility. Kung may delinquency siya, ito-turn over siya doon sa mga delinquency centers. And there are two kinds. One is for abused children, and the other is when yung children in conflict with the law. So yung mga children in conflict with the law, kailangan nakakatanggap sila ng counseling, ng therapy, ganyan-ganyan. Hindi ginagawa yan. Alam niyo ba na pati ang barangay should be giving counseling to children in conflict with the law? Pag sinoli sila sa magulang nila, dapat dinadalaw ng barangay yan. O kaya dapat pinapupunta yan sa barangay para nabibigyan ng counseling. May naririnig ba kayong ginagawa yan? Hindi. And yet, that's in the law. Diba? Sabi ni Annie, pati po sa music, nalamangan na tayo ng South Korea. Imagine nyo, ang daming magagaling dito sa Pilipinas na kompositor. Music is really one of our fortes. Sayang, di ba? Kilala na tayo the world over as very talented singers. I hope they find out also just how talented our composers are. Composers hindi decomposers. Yung kabilang parlor yon. Sabi ni El Noel KPLI, nag-sponsor lang sila fake Lenny sa kasal ni Shrek para naman maitago ang bayad nila sa kanya. Ikaw ba naman fake VP ng bansa mag-sponsor sa isang taga-tinda ng dono? Uy, wag niyo namang apihin ang mga nagtitinda ng ulam. Sabi ni Jeanette Mendoza, what can you say about Attorney Paula Defensor's latest post issue? Hindi ko pa po nababasa. As much as possible, kung pro-Duterte or pro-administration, hindi natin gusto na binabash sila or kinikriticize yung anything other than what they say. So, kung titignan nyo yung mga posts niya, let's keep it in point. Wag natin siyang i-bash, wag natin siyang after a while, kasama pa rin natin siya unless mag-declare siya na she belongs to the other parlor. And right now, I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt. Oo, kahit ako na tinira nila dun sa page niya, kailangan habaan natin ng konti pa yung pasensya natin. Sabi ni Joseph Arcelias, dahil sa inyo sa karambola, at RJ Nieto, aka Thinking Pinoy, at sa inyo, namulat ako sa pagiging makadilaw, nalinaw na ako. Galing ka dati sa kabilang parlor. Charot. Uh, Thank you, sabi ni Ed Castillion, sa dagdag kaalaman ng logic ninyo na natututunan mula sa inyo. Food for thought. For the brain. Sabi ni Kilua Zoldik, ang daming batas na pinapa-implement pero sa simula lang. After ng ilang buwan ng implementation, wala na uli, balik uli sa dati. Yun na nga eh. Kailangan, meron tayong tinatawag na congressional oversight. Ibig sabihin, yung ating Kongreso at Senado, binabantayan nila yung implementation ng ating mga batas. Kaso, parang tignan nyo yung nangyari dun sa congressional oversight hearings dun sa COMELEC on the electoral process. Hindi naman nila binatikos kung bakit Smartmatic pa rin. Hindi nila pinasalita ng lubos si Attorney Glenn Chong. So, ano yung naging use nun? Hindi man lang nila ni-review yung mga batas o yung mga rules na ginagawa ng COMELEC that make the electoral process very, very suspicious. 'Di ba? Kaya mahalaga po ang darating na eleksyon. Sorry, lecture time na naman po. Ang mga representante natin dito sa mga kamara ay mahalaga. Kasi not only do they make laws, they monitor the implementation of laws to see if those laws have to be amended. And marami pong pagkakamali na nangyayari dyan. Ito ngang juvenile delinquency law, di nila minomonitor. Hindi nila nakikita. Basta sinasabi na nila, lower the age of criminal liability. Really? Does that help kung hindi mo babaguhin yung sistema? Diba? Ang mangyayari niyan, yung mahihirap lang ng mga bata, yun ang mga ang maaapi lalo. So, at saka itong electoral process, sinabihan na tayo ni Attorney Glenn Chong, eto yung mga problema. May ginawa ba yung oversight committee? Wala. Tignan nyo kung sino yung mga miyembro niyan. Coco Pimentel is its head. Are we still going to vote for Coco Pimentel? I don't know. You tell me. Do you think you're satisfied dun sa pag-conduct niya ng oversight committee hearings? Ako hindi. Hindi pa ako masaya. But I want to look at his agenda dun sa kanyang sa kanyang plataforma kung may gagawin siya dyan. Pero para sa akin, dun sa kanyang oversight committee hearing, fail na siya dun eh. Sina Sani Angara. Si Sani Angara, siya yung head nung committee na nagpapasa ng train. Satisfied ba ako? Hindi. Kasi hindi na ipasa yung train 2. Diba? Hindi po ako masaya. And trabaho nila yun eh. They're supposed to shepherd these laws through the House and through the Senate. So, kung hindi nyo na ipasa yan, fail na kayo. Bakit ko kayo iboboto uli? Happy ba ako kay Cynthia Villar? I want to see her platform and maybe give her a chance kasi administration candidate siya. Pero hindi po ako happy. Tignan niyo yung ginawa niya sa NFA. At isa pa to, hindi po natin na-discuss but we'll set aside a different live for that. Yung bagong batas on the NFA says that the NFA can no longer sell cheap rice. Alam niyo po yung mangyayari dyan? Rice prices will be controlled by the private sector. Not a good thing. Not a good thing, lalo-lalo na dun sa mga kababayan natin na hand-to-mouth existence na arawan yung nila. Yung pagbili nila ng bigas is determined by how much money you made that day. So, parang awa nyo na, yung mga nag-fail sa atin, yung mga mambabatas natin na hindi nila ginawa yung kanilang pangako na tulungan tayo, depensahan yung mga mahihirap, bigyan tayo i-refine kung ano yung mga karapatan natin sa ating batas. I'm sorry, they failed. So many of them failed us. Huwag na po natin silang iboto. Nakakaloka na eh. Sabi ni Zaldi, tama lang. Oops. Sorry, ang bilis eh. Sabi ni Arlene Kawata, si Pimentel, never trust this man. Pure dilaw yan. Si Angara tahimik style pero ibang sadya sa pagkasenador. Alright. Sabi ni Shintaro Raval, no to Coco Pimentel and all LPs and all re-electionists, lalo na yung mga nag-convict kay CJ Corona. May point ka doon. Sabi ni Jessie Marinas, Coco Pimentel, hindi ko nababasa, hindi ko na. Sabi ni Monina Duinog JRA, oh, that's very depressing about the NFA. Oo. Sabi ni Joy Heliane, pa-hijack po, ano mangyayari dun sa data na tinangay daw ng tagapas? Hindi ko pa po nababasa, basahin ko muna ha, bago tayo magkomento dyan. Mahirap po magkomento ng mema lang eh. Sabi ni John Bon Jovi, mas gusto ko pa panoorin live mo at karambola kaysa sa mainstream media. Please keep it up and keep us informed. Thank you po. Taga Jubail, Saudi Arabia lang siya. Sabi ni Joel, pwede po ba kayo magbigay ng list ng mga karambola candidates? Well, kailangan makikinig kayo sa karambola. Yung mga binabatikos namin doon, automatic yon. Huwag nyo na pong iboto yon. June Pobs, paano makakasiguro na matutuluyang luminis ang hanay ng mga politiko kung ang Smartmatic ay palpak pa rin? Kaya nga may petition po tayo, punta kayo sa Luminous page, nakapin po at the top yung change.org petition natin for a manual recount, for a parallel manual recount. Remember, si Attorney Glenn Chong po ang nagturo sa atin yan. Iniintay ko pa rin po yung draft, si Attorney Ahmed po ang gumagawa. Ako po, ang hinihikayat ko sa inyo ay electronic sign na po kayo dun sa petition natin. Sana umabot tayo ng 100,000. Kung mamarapatin po ninyo, paki-encourage lahat po ng tao na pumirma dyan. Nakikita ko kung bakit yung mga politiko ayaw nila pong pumirma dyan, kasi meron pang ilang mga politicians natin na makikinabang pa rin dun sa Smartmatic. Let's prevent that from happening. Sabi ni Ken Alair, ang bili ng palay 14 pesos pero ang benta sa palengke 50 pesos. Mamamatay ang mga magsasaka. Wala na po kasing NFA nasasalag sa mga ganyang klaseng presyo. Sabi ni Reynante Kep, mga batas na yan, bakit di man lang iniimbestigahan? Grabe, di uunlad ang Pilipinas pag ganyan. Ngayon lang tayo nagka-presidente na maganda mula kay Marcos. Ngayon ginagawa na ang ikagaganda ng Pilipinas, lagi naman kinukontra ngayon. Sa Smartmatic naman, baka may dayaan na naman yan. Yun na nga, magbabantay tayo. Sabi ni Jay Bautista, kainis ka, matutulog na sana ako, bigla kang nag-live, puyat na naman ako. Greetings from New Jersey. Ay, matulog kayo, pwede naman kayo manood sa replay nito. Sabi ni Rafael Santos, di ba sabi nila magbebenta sila ng murang bigas sa Robinsons at iba pa sa all-day supermarket? Di po ba dapat sila ang nagbebenta ng murang bigas kasi si Villar may-ari niyan? Yun na nga po eh. Sino ba ang nasa Senado na nag-imbestiga sa NFA? I'll give you one guess. Ang last name niya nagsistart with Villar. Sabi ni Chance, dito po kami sa KSA, ano na po update kay VP BBM? May pag-asa po ba siya? Alam niyo, personally, I think may pag-asa po siya. And, ewan ko, abangan natin, kasi sila din, walang nilalabas na balita eh. So, this is what we'll do, makikichika tayo. Tignan natin kung may mailalabas sa Karambola next week. Sabi ni Neil P. Alvaro, lagi po ako nakikinig sa inyo sa Karambola, Tambayan, at live. Uy, salamat po ah. Sabi ni June Kits, isang epektibong paraan para talagang maayos ang Senado ay vote only first-timer sa Senado. Ako, I agree with that, actually. At tulungan natin yung mga idealists at saka yung mga walang pera. Attorney Glenn Chong, Dr. Willie Ong, yun ang muna dito. Kasi sila, nakikita natin walang pera to mga to eh. And yet, we know very important sila. Si Doc Willie, matatabla niya yung DOH dito sa Dengvaksha. Si Attorney Glenn Chong, baka ma-clean up na natin yung electoral system. We need to get them in the Senate. Importante po yan. Sabi ni Kim Park, sa hatol na grave threats ni Trillanes sa kaso versus Paras, ikinumpara pa niya kay PRRD na maraming grave threats. Pakipaliwanag po. Titignan muna natin, hindi ko naaalala tong kaso na to. Maglisaset tayo ng mga live na mga gano'n Sana ma-discuss po yung mga senador na pumabor sa pagtanggal kay CJ Corona. Alam natin po lahat yan. 3 lang po yata ang hindi pumabor dun sa conviction ni CJ Corona. At isa doon ay si Senator Bongbong Marcos, si Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago, at sino po yung isa? 3 yan eh. So, sila lang po. Sabi ni Kay Bernabe, can she still file the petition when overseas? Opo, pwede po. Sabi ni Joe Pulido Hufana Jr., watching from Hayward, California. Uy. Sabi ni Nur Carillo, siguradong may dayaan yan. Smartmatic kasi yan trabaho nila. Yes, pero tatandaan din po natin, may Smartmatic nung nanalo ang Pangulo natin. So mahalaga po na united tayo dun sa boto ng a few of them. At sila lang ang iboboto. Huwag nyo pong pupunuin ng balota. Ngayon, yung kabilang parlor ang gagawin nila. Sabihin nila, sayang yung boto, huwag kayong mag-iwan ng blanco. Hindi po totoo yan. Kung gusto natin na makasigurong makapasok yung mga tingin natin mahihinang kandidato, yung mga walang pera, sila lang ang iboboto natin. Halimbawa, ang gusto lang po natin ay si Doc Willie at saka si Attorney Glenn Chong. Sa tingin natin, makakahabol naman sina ganito kasi matataas naman ang mga rankings nila. Sila lang po ang ilagay natin sa balota para hindi po lumayo yung number of votes ng ibang mga kandidato. Huwag kayong maglalagay ng awa votes dun sa mga trapo, ha. Huwag niyong sasabihin na, sige na nga, lagay ko na nga si ganito. Sige na nga, lagay ko na nga si ganyan. Kasi kawawa naman eh. Or, ay, gusto kong punuin yung balota ko. Hindi po, yung pinakamahina lang ang lagay natin. That's how to win it. Sabi ni Jeanette Mendoza, continuous pa rin po ang pag-open ng luggage sa NAIA. My sister from Canada was a victim. Meron na po tayong CCTV cameras at saka may mga monitors na po dun sa international airport. Nakikita na po natin yung mga bagahe natin. Kaka-install lang po, parang this week lang po yata na nag-umpisa. So, meron na pong paraan para ma-check yung ating mga bagahe. Sabi ni Julius, may tanong ako, nagrehistro ako sa consulate. Huwag po muna tayong lumayo dun sa... Ay, ano yan? Last year pa ngayon, 2019, paano ako boboto? Pupunta ba ako uli sa LA o email nila? Hindi ko po alam eh. Kasi yung sa family ko, minail po sa kanila yung balota. So, double check ninyo. You can email the consulate. Sabi ni Joan Su, I like President Duterte. He's the only president to call out the wrongdoings of the Catholic Church. Sabi ni Ave Cruz, sobrang dami pong natututunan sa inyo. Sabi ni Fali Jibril Gako, maliligo na sana ako pero nakita ko live mo na unsya may papagligo ko. Ay, hindi illegal maligo. Sabi ni Joss Hamilton, dun po sa change.org sinasabi na mahihirap kasi once you go to the link, daming change issues to support before you go to the end of application. Skip lang po yon. Lahat ng mga ibang gusto nilang papirmahin ka, skip lang po yan. Sabi ni Marisol Gloriani, safe po ba ang page nyo? Kasi po si Sir Edwin Hamora, pro Duterte rin po, pero pinamass report siya ni PDK. Suspended siya sa FB for the time being. Mabuti na lang may Reyna Elena pa. Hindi, that is why we also need to watch out and be careful. Even if babatikusin natin yung mga tao na hindi natin gusto, let's keep it clean. And that way we can keep on criticizing. Basta magko-comply tayo to these imaginary community standards. Hindi ba? Ang ginagawa ko po kasi is we keep it issue-based. Diba? Halimbawa, galit nga tayo kay Jover, pero ang batikos natin sa kanya is fake news siya. Sinasabi niya na fake news ang Luminous, pero hindi niya alam yung meaning ng fake news. Ano yung essential element ng fake news? Intent to deceive. Also, if you keep it issue-based, if you keep it informational and data-based and factual or legal yung ilalabas ninyo, then you can keep the, alam niyo, haven't you noticed? Luminous and my personal page have never been suspended. They've never been reported. Why? Because we keep it within bounds. Kaya nga ayoko yung nang babatikos ng personal. Ginagawa man nila sa atin yon, that's not stoop to their level. Kasi nabibigyan tayo ng vulnerability. Mag-ingat din tayo. Sabi ni Angie Fujimori, yung husband ko rin na Japanese, double lock kasi kaya isang lock ang nasira kaya isa lang lock ang nasira kaya di nabuksan. Sabi ni Joe Pulido Hufana Jr., thanks for reading my comments. Newbie ako sa live feed mo and admire how you explain things. Very precise at avid listener. Yes, sir. Yung mga bago dito sa live, don't forget to click like and follow at i-share nyo po itong live na ito. Also, please make sure to check kung naka-follow pa kayo dun sa page kasi minsan napapa-unfollow eh. Tapos always click see first. At saka, so that hindi po kayo natatanggal or para parati yung nakikita sa newsfeed at nabibigyan kayo ng notice, parati po kayong magla-like dun sa mga posts at magko-comment. Kasi yun po ang gusto ng Facebook. Gusto nila ng engagements. So the more you engage, the more often you comment, the more often you like, the more often you will see us in the newsfeed. And that's the only way to beat the system right now. Sabi ni Shara is daddies, basta ako lahat ng parte, Tatay Digong, lahat, sila iboboto ko, mga dilawan sana kahit isa wala nang manalo. Agree naman din po ako doon. Pero we also have to be careful. Kasi yung iba, sinasabi nila na pro Tatay Digong sila. Pero tatlo lang po yung inendorso ni Tatay sa ngayon. Hindi pa tayo sure. Kasi nga, hindi naman late nag-declare si Attorney Glenn Chong. Si Doc Willie naman ay hindi pa na-endorso ng Pangulo. But we know that they will be following the President's line. So, kailangan meron din po tayong konting independent thinking. Hindi lang po yung mga, so nakikita natin, sige, yung tatlong inendorso ng Pangulo, sige, pwede. Pero, si Attorney Glenn Chong, si Doc Willie, siguro naman kahit hindi endorso yun ng Pangulo, kaya na natin iboto yan. Sabi ni Mary Joy, ang hirap sa Pinas, lahat ng kandidato namimili ng boto. Remember kung 2013 sa ONAS ako, 1,500 ang halaga ng boto. Wow. Yaman. Sabi ni Egay Rebamontan, ask ko lang po sa sampang grave threats ni Paras versus Trillanes, maaari bang pauwian agad si Tonyo? Kung may lumabas na warrant of arrest, tapos hindi siya umuwi, makakonsider siya na fugitive. Sabi ni Ave Cruz, pwede po bang lagyan ng X ang bakanting pwesto ng kandidato sa balota? We have to look at the rules. Ang ano ko dyan is that they should be left blank. Kasi hindi na po dun yung dayaan eh. Hindi na po dun mismo sa ballot itself. Pero dun sa counting machine. Diba? Remember, wala na pong sinusulat. Sinishade na lang po. So, walang writing. So, kung kunwari, AA Kasosyo is number 181 sa balota, isi-shade niyo po yun. Tapos dun sa mga senators, isi-shade niyo lang po yung gusto niyo. No need to shade full 12 candidates. Hindi po gano'n yan. Unless 12 talaga yung gusto niyo. Okay, last 2 questions. Baka napapagod na rin kayo. Yung mga kailangan na matutulog na rin. Sabi ni Yves Suba, hindi ko lang na screenshot pero may nakita kong anti-Duterte comment ng mga nagko-comment sa wall niya. Nag-ask siya ng mga fake accounts. Sino po yun? Sabi ni Angelina Mariano, sa local yung 1.5, kunin pera pero iboto ang kursunada. Tama yan. Exciting kasi ako sa dinidiscuss mo, attorney, kaya hirap makat if maligo na. Para makaligo na ako. Last 2 questions. Sabi ni Annie Toralba, to be clear, acceptable ba ang 25%? Hindi. For all of us, kung gusto natin na hindi tayo madadaya, 100% shading pa rin. Para alam natin na yung less than that is considered questionable. Okay, last na. Sabi ni Roger Arconeda, salamat at may Trixie na nagpapaliwanag sa lahat ng mga tama at totoong impormasyon, lalo na sa aming mga bansa. Guys, I'm not always right, and if I am wrong, you are free to correct me. Yun po ang gagawin natin from now on. Kasi hindi po maganda yung magpipilit tayo ng mali. Never ever do that para din matututo tayo. I don't have all the information all the time and I'm very happy to learn from my readers as much as you learn from me. I hope you learn from me. Ay, maraming salamat po dun sa lahat ng nanood ng live na to. Yung hindi pa po nagpa-follow or like dun sa Luminous na page, please follow and like ha. Doon sa Luminous by Trixie Cruz Angeles and Ahmed Paglinawan. At saka don't forget to share this Facebook Live. At saka i-like din po ninyo. Ganito din po yung bagong rule sa ating page. Kapag may troll, susunugin ang trolls. Maraming salamat po dun sa inyong pagpapakinig sa mga intelihente at nagbibigay rin na impormasyon ng mga comments at mga tanong ninyo. We will mas active na po tayo sa live ngayon kung hindi nyo napapansin. 2 or 3 times a week na po ang live natin. Yun lang nga, I cannot announce it too far ahead of schedule kasi depende din po yun. Alam natin po na dalawa po yung inaapiran natin na radio show. So, medyo nahihirapan pa tayo. Although, in general, we will be doing it 2 to 3 times a week. So, maraming salamat po. Please check kung naka-like and follow pa po kayo dun sa Luminous page at yung hindi pa po nagla-like and follow, please do so. And please ask your family members to like and follow the Luminous page. There is a way for us to beat the Facebook system and there's a way for us to spread information quicker and farther than dun sa mga nagbo-vlog para dun sa kabilang parlor. Maraming salamat po. You guys have a good day. Yung mga hindi pa naliligo dyan, pwede na kayong maligo. At matulog. Good night!